Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to BWTM Sports Gaming. This is it. This is the moment. The moment that we've all been telling you about. We've been telling you about it since December last year. Fury and Wilder will meet and fight in the summer of 2021. In fact, it was Coach Chris, that was on BWTM Sports that broke the news and told us that. And then we told you afterwards, early this year, late February, early March, Fury would face Wilder. And then we told you even again, disturbing news that Fury was going to be facing Wilder, and AJ fans, forget about it. AJ's going to fight Usyk. That's what's panned out now. So here it is, the press conference. Now, for those people, yes, it was this man, Coach Chris. Love to have you in the room, Coach Chris. I don't know how I'm going to bring you in, but I'll do this for you. See if I can bring you in the room, Coach Chris, because we got to talk about it. You've got to chop this one out if you've got time. Bear with me a second. So, here we are, the moment of truth. Fury Wilder III. Now, for people out there, first of all, for the brigade of people out there that say nobody wants to see this fight, you are in a very small minority of people that don't want to see this fight. In a world today that's given us Jake Paul and Logan Paul and Evander Holyfield fighting Kevin McBride, you have a trilogy. You have a fight where there's real needle, genuine needle, an opportunity for a man to make history, another opportunity for another man to close a chapter on a controversial, some controversial fights. You know, there's so much to this fight. So much to this fight. You can see that. So many things to this fight. That there's been Glovegate. Was Deontay Wilder drugged? There are people that believe that Deontay Wilder was fouled in this fight, that it was illegal play. There are people that believe that those gloves were tampered with. There are people that believe that Deontay Wilder was drugged before he came into the ring that night. The press would have you believe, the mainstream media would have you believe Deontay Wilder was a complete madman, a complete nutter. The contract had expired. So if you were listening to the source or that information from that direct line that was telling us that Deontay Wilder's contract had expired, that Deontay Wilder was a madman, that Deontay Wilder didn't want to fight Tyson Fury, that he'd given up, he had mental health issues. If you followed that line of all those lies and propaganda, then we've got this fight now. No amount of step-aside money has made this man want to step aside. He wants revenge. Gaza, something like that he said. An eye for an eye. I remember telling you all this, that this man is seeking revenge. We can look at this two ways. If Fury did it, knowingly or unknowingly, knowingly meaning he knew what was going on. He knew what was going on. If that's the case, then he's banged to rights to this situation. Because let's put it this way. If he did it knowingly, with the gloves and everything else, and he was in on it, then he has reasons for concern. If he didn't do it, and the things that happened went on behind his back, and he was helped along the way, i.e., Deontay Wilder was drugged coming to the ring because he wasn't stable. From round one, he was not stable. That's evident to see. It's evident to see. But it's either Fury knows about it or he doesn't know about it. And either way, if he did cheat, and I still say if, because I try and keep it as balanced as possible. If he did cheat, then the rematch will be a very different fight because you don't have those advantages. And Deontay Wilder can't suddenly become a super skilled boxer because remember, a lot of you would regularly come in here and tell me and tell us all, Deontay Wilder, everyone was a boxing coach. He windmills, he hasn't got no boxing technique, he's got no skill set, he's just got a big right hand. He's not very skilled, he's got chicken legs, he still has got skinny legs. But everyone's talking about the flaws in this man, what he was unable to do. He's not good enough, he can't do this, he's just a big puncher. I remember listening to all the garbage that people say about Deontay Wilder. So now the guy gets in the gym, works hard, works with a trainer that wants to make him move his head a bit more. Even I was critical of Wilder when he kept pulling his head back from punches instead of either slipping or ducking or doing something else, moving his head. Now he's putting combinations together, he's slipping to the sides, he's adding to his arsenal, and people are still criticizing him. So that for me are people that are not satisfied. And those people like that I don't particularly want to hear anything from, to be honest. If Fury didn't do it, if Fury didn't cheat, and this is a Deontay Wilder that's delusional, let's go down that route, then I expect when he gets back in the ring against Fury to put on a decent show, but to Fury to outbox him and to put a clinic on him. That's what I expect. So I'm saying with Deontay Wilder being fully fit, no injuries, stable, and the best he possibly can be, and there's been no cheating going on, then technically, Deontay Wilder is not technically a better boxer than Tyson Fury. No way. He's not a better boxer than Tyson Fury. But in terms of sheer punching power, what Fury has in skill set, Deontay Wilder can offset that by that big punching power, right? So Fury could be going around boxing, and then boom. So those people who say, well, Fury won fair and square, that's okay. That's okay, because it sounds to me, if he won fair and square, then why is Ricky Hatton coming out now and saying, "Oh, we've got to be careful now. Deontay Wilder's a big puncher." He wasn't saying that. He wasn't saying that in the second fight of the first fight. John Fury, he wasn't talking about, "Oh, this is a dangerous fight for my son. He shouldn't take this fight." He was jumping for joy. He was like, Tyson's going to win this fight. He was betting David Haye. He would bet the world that Fury would beat Wilder. So what's changed? What's changed? The press conference is 9 o'clock tonight in UK time. So what's changed? What has changed? Say you beat him fair and square. Well, if you beat him fair and square, let me put it this way to you all. Yeah. If you turn around and call a man a liar, like it was in the media, Wilder was a liar. He was a madman. The contract expired. He didn't want to fight Fury. Well, all those things have been proven to be absolute lies. From the pit of hell, complete lies. So we've got through all that. We've got through all of that situation. Now we've got to the situation, we've got to the press conference. Fight is on. Why was the judge so favorable to Deontay Wilder? Let's take this even deeper. If, like many people who thought Wilder was a bit crazy and they believed that story, and then they got evidence in America, they've got evidence that Fury was actually cheating, or his team were cheating, because I can't say Fury was cheating, because I can't say that for sure. I can't put my hand and say, yeah, you're definitely cheating, because I haven't got the evidence. I can have suspicions. I can think, that's a bit dodgy. That don't look right. But I can't say, you definitely cheated. I can't say that, because there's a team, and he might not have done anything himself. Do you understand? He didn't wrap his own gloves. You understand? So, and if those gloves were wrapped, and Wilder's trainer was in the room when it happened, and those gloves weren't checked properly, then that's kind of on Team Wilder's situation. You understand? So let me see if I can get Coach Chris in the room. What I'm saying here is that I suspect and the way Wilder's been talking, and the way he's been talking in code, to me, Fury or his team have been up to some very underhanded stuff. And if it's in America and the Americans have discovered that this guy really has done what he's done, they're going to check everything. They're going to check everything this time round. Everything's going to get checked. And there'll be so many people that will, well, hey, I'm going to take one of these guys to task here. You're first. England, why even bring up cheating allegations that were groundless? It is pathetic. Why is it groundless? Why is it groundless? Was it groundless that Fury and Wilder were going to fight in July? Was that groundless? Was it groundless that we were saying to you that the contract that hadn't expired, that Fury and Wilder were going to fight for a third fight? Was that groundless? Deontay Wilder didn't want to fight Tyson Fury. Was that groundless? There's too many things that have happened so far where people try to turn a blind eye, but they've been forced to look and say, this is the situation. And I'm not going to, I said from day one with the situations when Brian Custer did that interview with Deontay Wilder, I said, I don't want to hear nothing about Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua until this Deontay Wilder thing is settled. It's about integrity. It's about integrity. And I'm not going to sit there and argue with you. If you think it's baseless, that's your business. That's entirely up to you. But don't come in there and telling me that something's baseless. In your opinion, it's baseless. And I've basically said, I haven't said Fury's, listen to my words, I never said Fury cheated. I said his team may have cheated. And I'm giving as to why it could have cheated. So, I'm saying, now if there's evidence, and Wilder's got evidence to this, and as with most things I've said, the other thing that's pretty baseless, I will tell you, are most of the fans that come on here, most of the boxing people that come on here, because they're faceless and they are not accountable people. A lot of people that come in here, 95% of the people that come in here and talk to me still haven't said to me, you know what, Ingram, you got it right. Or you and Chris got it right. But you were there to give abuse. So for a lot of you, I don't want to hear anything from you because you have no integrity. You've got no accountability, right? You're faceless, soulless, and have absolutely no sense of giving credit where it's due. So I'm not giving you all any credit. But I'm going to carry on by the same stance. Now, this press conference today, if a man has wronged you, if a man has done things to you, that is not, if a man has underhanded you, undercut you, and you have evidence to see that, and you've got proven evidence to that, it doesn't matter what a boxing fan says on here. If he's got evidence, whether it be he's got evidence via camera evidence from the locker room, where he's got evidence of blood samples being taken, whether if he's got evidence, if the man has got evidence, as with the contract, evidence matters. Not what the promoter says, because you've seen Aaron, you've seen Hearn be made a complete laughing stock of, and he's one of the most powerful boxing promoters in the world who didn't know about the arbitration, or so he says. So it doesn't matter. We've seen it before. Dillian White, he's not going to get his WBC bandage shot. Why is he going to the courts for? The man had a valid reason. He went to the courts. The WBC installed him. Okay, he got knocked up by Povetkin. So I am not in this world. I'm not about just being completely dismissive and saying, well, Fury didn't do anything. Fury's an angel. Fury got banned for 2 years. 2 years in boxing. He got banned. In the Christian Hammer fight, his gloves were being pulled up about. The referee pulled it up there. People are trying to shoot it and put it to one side. However, let me tell you something now. If it's the rolls on the other foot, and if it were Deontay Wilder, you all will be saying this, that, and the devil knows what. You're not fair. All I want to see is a fair fight. I just want to see a fair fight. I don't want no shenanigans, a fair fight. But I suspect that revenge, and when you're taking revenge and you're trying to take revenge, there are things that you will do that, well, you were underhanded with me, I'm going to be underhanded with you. And what that looks like, don't know. Don't know. Let me bring the man in the room. Let me get Chris into the room. You see, I have my personal opinions of what I think's happening, right? I've got my personal opinions, right? But I still kind of keep that to myself, in a sense, because okay, you're pathetic, Ingram. You can't even point. Listen, you call me pathetic. You don't even have a name, mate. Don't go around calling me pathetic, mate. You don't even have a name. You don't have a name. So please go away. Go away. The truth will happen on the 24th. That's what I'm saying. The truth will happen. For sure, the truth will happen. But I can assure you, they're going to be, if there's evidence that this man cheated, I promise you, I guarantee with you that there'll be shenanigans come fight night. I'm telling you, there'll be shenanigans. There will be shenanigans. This guy's an absolute mate. Do yourself a favor. I haven't got time for you tonight. Go on, off. Go away. Go back. Got to just get lost. If there was proof, we'd see it by now. Are you dumb or are you dumb? When Mike Tyson fought Evander Holyfield for the second time, Mike knew Evander was on steroids. Check the interview on our show, on our channel with Stacey McKinley, who was training Mike Tyson at the time. And Mike Tyson said, hey, why am I going to blow 60, 70, 80 million on revealing situation? If you want revenge of somebody, I swear you guys are so thick. If you want revenge of somebody, surely you want to get them back in the ring. If you bring out evidence now and say, yeah, this guy's banged right, he cheated, and then he gets banned, how are you getting your revenge? How are you able to prove your point? How are you able to vindicate yourself? You're unable to vindicate yourself. And a lot of you guys don't understand historically, like a guy loses, he needs the opportunity to come back and prove himself. Do you understand? If it's the case that he was fouled, he was wrong, then he needs to come in and prove different. So this third fight, he needs to show that. And he's obligated, Fury, obligated by contract, 3 fights. So whether you like it, whether you don't like it, there are 3 fights. That's the contract. That's the way it went. If you've got a real issue with it, then have the issue with Fury, because he wanted to turn his back on the fight. He was the one who had the opportunity in December to fight. No, he said, knock it on the head. We're going to fight Caballero. Come on. Could have had that fight. Could have dusted up Wilder, and then now you're fighting Joshua. Come on. Come on. Hey, Coach Chris, let's talk.
Oh, hold on 1 second.
You there, Coach Chris?
I'm here. I'm on a phone call. Can you give me 2 minutes? I'm gonna mute myself.
Okay, cool. Yeah, let's begin. So, let's set people in the room. Listen, and another thing, when you guys are giving evidence, we gave you evidence for December last year that Fury was going to fight Wilder for a third fight. When you gave you the evidence, what did we get for it? So, I mean, even if evidence is produced to you, you still turn a blind eye to it because you've made your ideas and made you very much biased. You're not looking at it from a kind of open standpoint. So, okay, if he cheated, then something needs to be done. It's not like we've got a guy here that's innocent. Like, this guy got banned for boxing, or he got suspended for boxing for 2 years. We tend to forget that about Fury. Just because I like a fighter, or just because I like a fighter, it doesn't mean that they should be treated any differently if there's a suspicion that they may not have been completely upfront about the sport. If that's the case, and I keep saying if. Do you understand? I leave the door open for if. But the way Deontay Wilder is behaving, the way he's talking, the way he's conducting himself, it is like a man that's been wronged. It's been like a man that understands that this man on the other side did some underhanded stuff. That's what I'm saying. And this will all come out. At some point, it's going to come out. It's got to. Here we go here. Look at Deontay Wilder in the second fight. His legs weren't right from the start. I think he had COVID-19 because he looked exactly like Povetkin did when he had it. That's plausible. That's totally plausible, right? So that's lateral thinking. Like, okay, fine. Povetkin's legs were shaky when he fought White the second fight. He didn't look right. And you look at Wilder, and you think, okay, his legs were shaky as well. He didn't look right coming to the ring. However, the other way of looking at this is that, hey, this guy was drugged. Coach Chris, you in the room?
I'm back, baby.
Okay.
Hey.
Let's get you in the room.
What's going on, everybody?
Yes, right. Let's do this.
Man, oh man. I had to use a different avatar here.
Let's do this, sir. Let's do this.
Man, I just want to let anybody know I'm covering all bets on this fight. I'm covering all bets. All bets. Just let me know.
You're breaking up, bro.
Hello, can you hear me? I'm saying I'm covering all bets.
I can hear you. You're breaking up again. Go ahead.
Am I there?
I don't know why you're breaking up, but you're breaking up, bro.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, but you're breaking up.
I'm breaking up. All right, let me go out and come back. I'm gonna go out, come right back.
Yeah, you're breaking up. Okay, yeah. Steph, good evening. Good to see you in the room. You there now?
Better? Are we better? Just let all y'all know in these comment sections. I'm covering all bets.
Hello?
You just can holler.
Coach,
can you hear me?
You there?
I'm here.
You're me.
Is it me? Hello? What's going on, everybody? Let's chop it up about this fight. If you've been following this channel, you know what I'm saying, with my man Ingram, shout out to Ingram. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you know where my thoughts were with this fight. You know what I mean? I've watched both these gentlemen fight a lot, and I think it's pretty clear to anyone who isn't being deluded that Tyson Fury definitely cheated in this fight. So that's why he was ducking away from the arbitration. That's why he was ducking away from the third fight. And Wilder is going to show everybody who the real heavyweight champ of the world is. I can't wait to see it. And if you want to bet money, I got PayPal, Cash App. We can get that done. That's all I got to say about that. I'm so excited for this press conference today. I don't think it's going to be the big show that we think. I think it's going to be pretty understated. You know what I mean? There's no trying to sell a fight here. I think Wilder got some murderous blood.
Allegation.
I'm so ready for it. I mean, Ingram, are we still dealing with people that are under the impression that Tyson Fury didn't tamper with his gloves?
You're breaking up again.
Because I don't know how anyone who's a boxing fan. I'm just wondering how anybody that's a boxing fan has watched boxing for more than 7 months. Unless that was the first time you've ever watched a boxing match, and if it's the first time you've ever seen those two guys fight, if you really, really legitimately think Tyson Fury all of a sudden became the Terminator just overnight, and Deontay Wilder went from the most dangerous boxer since freaking prime Mike Tyson to being a lamb and being a cowering, whatever, you're just out of your mind, yo. Like, Tyson Fury completely cheated. That's the only reason he took these fights. And now he's under a microscope. They got VADA testing, and they're going to check the gloves, the robe, the bathroom, the cameras. I don't really understand how people can really still kind of think that all of a sudden somebody that's never knocked. I don't remember ever watching Tyson Fury stop anybody, really. I don't remember the last time. I mean, I think he knocked Tom Schwartz down, but I've never seen Tyson Fury knock someone down. He doesn't even throw punches hard enough to knock someone down. So I'm just really kind of the mind that this is going to be revenge, and it's going to be amazing. Mm-hmm. Tyson Fury is scared. That's why he was paying millions of dollars to avoid this fight. They had a contract. It was valid. The judge saw as such, and he is now trapped. He can't even drop the belts and retire. He has to fight Deontay Wilder, and I'm glad for it.
That's right. You can't duck it. You can't duck one way or the other.
Yeah, I can't believe it. Like, you can actually go on the internet and you can see the gloves. You can get the pictures of the gloves flapping in the wind. Like, he's hitting them bare knuckle in the first fight. And he was obviously on some sort of upper, some sort of, I don't know if it was greenies. I don't know if he took a bump of coke or something, but something helped him pop up off the ground like that. Okay. And then all of a sudden in the second fight, Wilder can't punch. Wilder's stumbling all over the place. And all of a sudden Fury's Arnold Schwarzenegger and Terminator 2. Like, it just didn't make any sense. They're cutting off cameras in the back. This is going to be bad, man. Like Wilder, I think Wilder's going to be really quiet today. And I think this is going to be real crazy. I mean, I don't like Fury. Obviously, is a cheating scumbag, and I think this is going to be the end. I think this is going to be his last fight, and that's if he gets in the ring. Because I'm still thinking he's going to find a way to fail a drug test or something. He's going to get out. He's going to try to get out of this fight. He is complete. He's just it is what it is. Like, I don't even know why like people are arguing like they're Fury fans. Like, he's shown himself to be a scumbag the entire time. That's why his father's scared for him, and Ricky Hatton was scared for him. Everybody's so scared for Fury. Oh, Fury! But Fury just battered him. Like, why is everybody scared for Fury? And Fury just won. Like, I think a lot of people know deep down that he cheated, and they just can't admit it to themselves. Like, whether they're racist or they're suffering from cognitive dissonance or whatever it is, but that fight was severely fucked with, and I don't think it's even a doubt at this point. And Wilder's going to show everybody. Like, just ask yourself a question. if you're from the camp that thinks Fury won legitimately, just ask yourself, why would he duck out of that fight? They could have fought in February. They could have fought 4 months ago, and he could be fighting AJ and getting ready to fight AJ right now. Like, why did he run away from this fight? Like, there's no reason on God's green earth. If you beat him that way he beat him in that second fight, and it was on the level, and he really did it, why would you be scared to get back in the ring with him? Why would you be scared? I don't remember Mike Tyson being scared to get in the ring with anybody he beat the hell out of. I just, whatever.
For me, it's like this. If this fight goes one of two ways. Wilder absolutely obliterates Fury, or Fury's able to box himself to a unanimous point decision.
See it. I don't see it.
I don't see the unanimous point decision. I can't see that.
I can't see Fury winning this fight.
What I felt the second fight, in how I thought Wilder was going to do the job, is exactly what I feel for the third fight. But I said from round one, he was in my commentary. I can't take back my words. I said from round one, he was not stable. And if you're not stable and you can't get grounded, you can't put your foot in, you're all over the place. You can't put any punch power together. It's all about leverage.
Man, I just something was wrong when he took that helmet off. I knew something was wrong. He looked like he had just smoked like a half a pack of Sherm or something. Like, I'm looking at him like everybody was like, as soon as he took his helmet off, he looked cracked the hell out. He looked bad. Something was wrong. I'm surprised he even took that fight the way he was wobbling around. And I mean, like, use your brains, right? Like, I can't look. There's people that aren't going to accept the fact, like, you got people in this country here in America that think Donald Trump won an election and he obviously lost, right? Like, these days with the media and everybody having their own opinion, like, people can just play stupid, right? Tyson Fury could come out and admit that he cheated and people would still say that Deontay Wilder's a liar. So I don't like the comment section, like, whatever, right? Because you can just look at the damn injuries the man had. The man had a cut in his fucking ear. Like, how do you get a cut with a what makes me laugh is the people that call Deontay Wilder delusional. The people who are really delusional, the ones that actually thought that AJ and Fury were actually going to fight, even there was a contract in place. They're the delusional ones. First of all, if you think Eddie Hearn's going to be into some big international fight with two really big super, like, Eddie Hearn hasn't put on a big. I mean, he put on AJ Klitschko. Other than that, it's been just AJ, trade shows just running around the world. It's not, he hasn't put together Wilder AJ or AJ Fury or AJ Luis Ortiz. He hasn't put together any big fights, right? They're all setups. The Andy Ruiz setup just went wrong. You know what I'm saying? And I don't care. That Klitschko fight was set up too. But again, like, I'm going to ask you people to actually use your brains for a moment. How do you get a cut that requires stitches on the inside of your ear with brand new boxing gloves on? The question is, the gloves were tampered with. That's how. His ear was bleeding to the point that we thought he had a ruptured eardrum and that he was going to bleed to death in the damn ring. That's why people were like, stop the fight. He's bleeding from his ear. Stop the fight. He was bleeding from the ear because A, Fury is a cheating scumbag and was trying to purposely land a bunch of rabbit punches. And B, he got cut by something, whether it was Fury's wraps, because you got to think, wraps are hard, but under properly padded gloves, they're not as hard. So maybe the wraps were what cut him, but something in Tyson Fury's glove cut Deontay Wilder inside of the ear. Like, we can talk about all these other things, but that happened. What about the welts on his back from all the body shots and all the rabbit punches he took, the knots on the back of his head? What do you think a doctor's going to say when they show up? Because trust me, After this fight, Fury's getting sued. Best believe it. He's going to get sued civilly here in the United States. Better believe it. Him, Top Rank, and the NSCAC, maybe the referee too. Better believe it.
I believe that if the evidence is damning about Fury, I believe that after the fight they'll take care of him. They'll say, right, get him in the ring first, get your revenge from him in the ring, and then send him out the ring.
And then
that's how it will work.
Exactly. Because
right.
You know what?
That's how it works.
They did have an arbitration, and they did talk to the judge. And Fury did try to say to the judge, he's talking bad about me, saying that I'm a cheater. I don't want to fight him anymore. And the judge said, well, did you cheat? And then Fury said, well, and Wilder goes, well, we got all this evidence. We got these doctors telling us this. And the guy said, you know what? Get your scary ass back in the ring. And that's where we're at. That's where we're at. Legal proceedings take time. I told you that, like, legal proceedings in the U.S., like, you get into a car accident in the U.S., you're not going to get your money for like a year. They take time, but I'm going to tell you what.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, they're going to go
Do
back.
Do you know there was an attorney that came on that was talking about it, I think in the lead up to the decision being made. And then the attorney came back on the show and said you were absolutely right about the process. I don't know if you were on the show when that happened.
No, I missed the attorney show, but I'll tell you what, man.
Yeah, the attorney came on, and I think Attorney Gibbs.
Okay.
From the US.
Man. I mean, like for my company, man, like I deal with lawyers and contracts, non-disclosure agreements, contractor agreements, consulting agreements all the time. And it just was weird. You know what I mean? And the fact that, you know, hey, they were so scared to have him getting back in the ring with him. Fury's father, Fury's wife. Oh, I don't want him to fight him again. Oh, I never want to fight again. And then all of a sudden, oh, Fury's going to knock him out. Oh, Fury's going to stop him. I'll bet David Hay $100,000. He's going to stop him. Because they were cheaters, man. I mean, he's a scumbag. Like, he's been known for cheating. Like, he's not, like, that's the thing that's crazy. It's like Tyson Fury wouldn't cheat, or, you know, blah, 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 blah. Like, dude, like, come on, man. Like you have to be an idiot to not see it. And I mean, or you're just trolling. You know, people can sit there and talk about evidence and whatever, but if you're an actual boxer.
But wait, these are the same. These are the same people that were banned, that came to me and said to me, AJ Fury's a signed fight. It's a done deal. And Wilder lost the arbitration. And they were telling me, they were coming there and telling me this stuff. And they were deluded when we were doing it. Absolutely deluded.
Well, that's the thing, Ingram. And I mean, we're just going to have to get these people are just going to have to look themselves in the mirror, because apparently they want to listen to Eddie Hearn, the white guy, but the black guy's telling you, I got this fight coming up, and you don't want to listen to his black ass, because apparently Wilder, who's never lied before, right? Like, everything he says, his words, his bond. He said he was going to fight Luis Ortiz. He did. Fought him twice. You know what I mean? He said he wanted to make big fights. AJ ran off and fought Povetkin like a fucking pussy. You know what he did? He went and dug up Tyson Fury's cheating ass. Okay? Somebody who he should have probably left in the gutter, brings him back because Wilder wants legacy. He wants to fight. He understands boxing better than a lot of these boxers do. Him and Errol Spencer are like some of the only ones that get it. If you take on the best challenges, win, lose, or draw, you win, because people remember you taking on the best challenge.
Check this out. There are idiots that actually say nobody wants to see this fight. This is the biggest fight of the year. But this is the biggest fight of the year. They'll talk about Spence versus Pacquiao. But Pacquiao's 41, 42 years old. These are two guys in their primes.
Look at this. I'm gonna go on a website real quick, Ingram, because you know, I got the dual screen set up here. I'm very blessed. Very blessed. Okay. How much do you think? Let me ask you all a question. This fight's in the T-Mobile Arena. It's on tickets. I'm looking on ticketsmarter.com. July 24th. This fight
will be sold out. This will be a sold out event.
What do you think? What do you think 200 level, that's the top row. What do you think those tickets are going for? Take a wild guess. This is Vegas. The lowest ones, that's in the corner, or 5'11". Okay, 5'11". If you want to be in $511. If you want to be in a 200 level seat, that's the top of the arena, and you want to be even with the ring, you're looking at $1,020 each, and you're only able to buy 4 at a time. All right, ringside seats, floor seats, $4,650, $5,500, $8,950. Now, these are third-party ticket seats, okay? Because you know that's what they do. They got that scam from Eddie Hearn. Thank you, Eddie Hearn, for bringing that internationally. You know what I'm saying? I'm not looking. I can't even. Where's Ticketmaster? Because I don't want to. I would never buy tickets from a reseller. I can't go anyway because I'm actually going on vacation the next day. We booked it before, right? Like a week before they announced the fight. We booked our vacation.
Oh, wow.
I mean, I'm having a fight party at the house to watch the fight, though, you know, but we're actually leaving.
I think we should commentate on that. That one should be commentated on, definitely.
Man, I'm going to be in here too late. For that one. No, I might get you banned off YouTube, bro. I don't think it's going to be a long fight, bro. Like, we got to think. The last 2 times Wilder's been – because you got to think, before the second fight, before the first fight, Wilder and Fury, they were cool, you know? We could hang out after the fight. We could party, blah, blah, blah. Now, I'm telling you, Wilder wants to kill this dude. And all you people in the comment section can say, oh, well, Fury didn't cheat. Fury didn't cheat. Well, you know what? Wilder thinks Fury cheated. And there's a couple people in the world I wouldn't want mad at me. Deontay Wilder's pretty high on that freaking list, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, the last guy he got in the ring that was pissed off with was Dominic Brazil. First round.
Brazil.
You had your man, what's his man, Stavern. He was talking greasy. They had a little back and forth in that rematch. First round knockout. I don't think, I mean, while Fury might be able to use his boxing skill to you know, to kind of evade and avoid, but I don't think it's going to work because looking back at that first fight, he had 4 inches of additional reach with the floppy glove, and his jab and hook was hitting harder because he was hitting him bare knuckle. So I don't think Fury's going to be able to keep him away. And even with the floppy glove robo extendo arm, he still got dropped twice.
So it says Dominic Brazil's a C-level fighter. So if Wilder knocks Fury out the same way knocked Brazil out, I hope you call Fury a C-level fighter.
I just, you know, everyone's a C-level fighter. There's only 12 heavyweights that you can, like, how many heavyweights are there? Like, it's the heavyweight division. Like, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, Vladimir Klitschko's a great champion. He didn't have a whole lot of competition to fight. So, I mean, it is what it is. He's not Canelo, who can just duck fights at 160 and 168 and 175 and 154. He fights at heavyweight, and he only can fight the guys that are willing to get in the ring with him. AJ was too scared to get in the ring with him.
So wait, so a guy's made 10. He made 10 defenses of the WBC heavyweight championship of the world. A former bronze Olympian. But this guy is a C-level fighter.
Yeah.
So who would you consider a B-level fighter and an A-level fighter? Please, I'd like to know how, considering that Wilder's in probably everyone's top 3, if not number 1, in their top 3. So it'd be Fury, Wilder, and Joshua, and maybe Dillian White 4. So I don't know. He's saying C-level.
Yeah.
So are you going to suggest that Joshua's A-level or B-level?
I love the people in the chat that, like, you know, are on Team Jurgens with no girlfriend or wife, that probably couldn't walk up 2 flights of steps without getting winded, talking about Deontay Wilder as a trash fighter. You're talking about somebody that picked up boxing at the age of 22 and qualified for the freaking Olympics 18 months after that, bro. And then on top of that, became WBC champ and had 10 title defenses. He's a Hall of Famer already. He's a freaking
let me hold this second.
Millionaire.
Before we go any
got
further,
more money than both of those guys. Like, it's just like whatever.
Maybe a lot of people in this comment section. Do I know you? Do I even know you? Are you all coming here like I should pay you some attention, right? But do we know you? And the bottom line is this: when we both sat here and we told you what was going to happen, we gave you and said to you, listen, Fury and Wilder fighting in July or fighting next year in the summer of 2021, and you're all going with your AJ and your Fury. Don't see a list of apologies here for that. But you're all back again with your nonsense. So, you know what? Just stop with it.
Look at your man. What's your man, Fool of Sport, Joshua? Man,
I'm going to take him off, man. He's talking nonsense.
Yeah, my man lost.
Joshua's A-level.
My man lost to Andy Ruiz, who got dropped by freaking Chris Arreola.
By Chris Arreola, who got knocked out by Bermain Stavern. Who got knocked out by Deontay Wilder.
Yo, Andy Ruiz beat the hell out of Anthony Joshua. He had him spit out the mouthpiece, turn around, walk away like, oh yeah, I don't want no more of this. Yeah, I'm telling you, man, like this is funny, man. AJ will never fight Wilder. That's gonna be like a Riddick Bowe Lennox Lewis situation. They'll never fight.
Joshua's A-level. Mate, how old are you? Like 15 or 16 or what? Joshua's A-level.
Was he A-level when he was picking himself off the ground, fighting Andrew Ruiz on like 5 weeks' notice? Like, bum, bro. I just think this is funny, man. I love it. I can't wait to see this. I can't wait because Wilder
10 title defense against nobody. Well, look. This is You got to ask yourself: this guy must work. This guy must work for the local. Must work for the national newspapers because he says 10 title defense against nobody. Luis Ortiz was nobody, was he?
Yeah, no, right.
I didn't see AJ rushing to fight him. I didn't see Dillian White rushing to fight him. Nobody's, and he fought him twice.
Dillian White will never fight. Dillian White doesn't want to fight anybody good. Dillian White just wants to talk about people and then, get paid to fight them and then not actually fight the people he's talking about. Everybody in the world. It's one of those open secrets, kind of like AJ ducking the $50 million. I think everybody pretty much knows at this point now that Fury cheated in that fight, and he tried to get away with it. And that's the media, man. You looking at the sports media in America, man. It's racist as hell, and it's ridiculous, and it is what it is. Like, look, they're not even talking about the fight on ESPN.
Shall we clean the swamp? I'm cleaning the swamp now.
Oh,
all these guys in the room just talking absolute rubbish to them, and let's have a decent.
I didn't mind Alan Davis, man. You know what I mean? I didn't mind him. He's just, he's trolling, but it's all good, man. Like, you can't right. The pudding, man. Like, what do you, like, you can't, like, we're not stupid. Like, some of us have been watching boxing like 15, 20 years. We know what we're looking at, man. We know that somebody that can't punch doesn't all of a sudden just start punching all of a sudden. We know that that's not how boxing works. You don't just all of a sudden, pity-pat punch, but then all of a sudden then you turn into the Terminator overnight. We know something was wrong with that fight, man. Fury didn't even knock out Klitschko. And Klitschko has a glass chin. Okay? So I don't know what kind of shenanigans, but I think they're going to have all that snuffed out, and it's going to be great. I cannot wait to see it. I cannot wait to see it. The
presser is in 30 minutes. So let's talk about the presser for a second. Now I've cleaned out the swamp and got rid of all the mess. We'll talk more seriously now. The press conference itself. You think Wilder's going to be able to hold it? I mean, let's put it this way: if you were Deontay Wilder and you believe that you were underhanded, you were done dirty, and it's the first time you're coming face to face with a man who tried to kill you in the ring, how would you feel?
Man, I would be upset. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting because he even said it in an interview. He was like, man, I can't wait to see how my energy and how I feel when I'm around him. Because I think they're gonna have a couple bodies in between them, maybe a couple people on his team, maybe get Malik Scott in between them. Malik Scott's a big guy, just to make sure. But I think the main thing is make sure that we get to that fight, we can get into that ring, and just leave it for the day.
It's the face. See, the key for me is that face-off. Will they do a face-to-face?
No.
Will they be allowed to do a face-to-face?
I don't think so.
Well, this is key because in the stipulation for this third fight, they would have negotiated a few things. They would have negotiated certain things. Now, I would like to know whether they can do a face-off.
I don't think they're going to be able to, man. I mean, they're going to have to do one of those Mike Tyson, Lennox Lewis face-offs where you got the line of security in between them, man. And I mean, I don't think it's a good idea to have Wilder too close to him, man. Like, he might be
right. There was something, yeah. There was something. I read something somewhere, and don't quote me on this, but I read something somewhere that said that the 3-fight deal between Wilder and Fury. In fact, I think I talked about it when I was walking along the beach in Worthing at the time. And I did a show there, and I was walking along the beach, and it was discussed this 3-fight deal that there'd be a draw. Listen, there'd be a draw. Fury would win the second fight, and Wilder win the third fight by KO and win the WBC title back, and then fight Joshua in the next fight for undisputed.
I mean,
seriously.
I don't think AJ is gonna fight him, man. Like, I really don't. He wouldn't fight him for $50 million. Like why would he fight him now? Like,
but hold on. We are now in 2021, and remember, Barry Hearn said all those years back, when he was going fishing, he said that Shelley Finkel wanted Wilder to fight Joshua now, and it was ridiculous. And that they didn't want to have anything to do with Deontay Wilder till 2021 at the earliest.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. You know, you never know with these people, right? Like, we never know about the relationships between the boxers and the promoters and managers, what kind of leverage people have on other people to help them come to decisions. Because me just thinking about it, if I was AJ for $50 million, I'd have moved to the United States and been like, look, I'm fighting this guy for $50 million, brother, and that's what's happening. You know, but Matchroom needed AJ to build their whole DAZN thing off of his back. So I don't know if he's getting a cut of that, but, you know, I just don't see it. I mean, if he was too scared then, like, nothing's happened now that's going to make him feel more confident. All he's done is gotten beat by Andy Ruiz. And what? He won a rematch. They didn't exactly cover himself in glory in the rematch. And then he fought Pulev, who's a joke. So I just it's going to be funny, man. I can't wait. I cannot wait to see Wilder knock this dude's head off his shoulders. And I want to just see him on the ground getting up and the smelling salts. It's going to be just like, what the hell happened? Because he's shit and he's a cheater and he's soft. And yeah, it's just and Eddie Hearn again.
Yeah, press conference 9 p.m. The press conference is 9 p.m.
Yeah, and I think it's on PBC. Their YouTube page will probably have it.
It's on YouTube. It's on Facebook, I believe.
Yeah, you know what's crazy? You see who's not covering it, right? ESPN. Like, why isn't ESPN talking about it? Like, I was working out.
Why ESPN not covering it?
Hey, man, I was this morning.
Why are they not covering it?
I don't know, man. I did 45 minutes on the Stairmaster this morning, watching ESPN at the gym. They did not bring up anything boxing related on the show. They were talking about all they were talking about was like NFL football, and it's not even football season. So I don't know why this fight isn't something that is like they're talking about a lot, because it's a big fight and they stand to get paid. It's on ESPN and Fox pay-per-view. So I don't know. Talking to Leaf, I think he's going to be more like the first fight and not the second fight. I don't think he's going to come in heavy. I think that coming in heavy was something that would have been an advantage when you're fighting bare knuckle, as opposed to actually trying to box.
Well, he put on that weight, didn't he, for the second fight?
He put it on, so he put it on. So those bare knuckle.
They're going to test him for. They'll test him for everything. They'll test him for everything.
Yeah. I mean, he won't be able to flagrantly juice.
How about this? Let me throw this at you. Yes, but remember, Wilder said eye for an eye. So what do you think that they will take revenge and do their own thing as well? If they do their own underhanded stuff there as well, Wilder and his team.
No, I don't think they'll do. I mean, I would maybe low blow him once. I don't think he won't manipulate gloves, and I mean that's not. I mean, he didn't cheat to get to this point, so why would you start doing stuff now just because the other guy got caught cheating? You know what I mean? Like that's not. Like, that's how you mess around and hurt yourself trying to cheat, because you don't really do that. But when you're a scumbag like Fury and you come from a scumbag dad and you got scumbag cousins and all y'all do is, you know, snort coke and take steroids and cheat and fights, then yeah, you got ways to cheat. So I don't think he'll do anything underhanded. He might low blow him. I could see that, because I definitely would do that shit if I was him. Just let him know I'm here in this fight and I'm here to do what I need to do. But he just has to fight. Like, you look at the way he's working his mitts now, he's developing a left hook. That's all he's ever needed, was a little bit better footwork on a left hook. He's a better athlete than all these guys. He has the athletic advantage. He's quicker, he's faster, he's stronger, he has a good chin.
Well, I don't understand why. If boxing fans said he windmills, they said, oh, he's not a very good boxer. So he goes in the gym and he starts working on his technique. People are still criticizing him. So it had nothing to do with his technique. It had something to do with something else.
Yeah, it always has something to do with something else, Ingram, because, you know, all Wilder ever did was knock people out, and then people didn't like him. All Floyd Mayweather did was freaking outbox people, you know, and actually, no, that's not true. All Floyd Mayweather did after the Oscar De La Hoya fight was outbox people, and then he's a boring fighter. Shakur Stevenson had a boxing match this Saturday, and he freaking got hit 27 times in a 12-round boxing match. But somehow people say that's boring, right? But, you know, Wilder knocks everyone out. He's boring too. So I'm just kind of trying to figure out, just come out and say it. You don't want to see black guys fight, man. Like, this, you know, I mean, and I tell you what, they could talk about windmills. That damn sure wasn't a windmill that had Spilt could go to the hospital. That was one of the tightest, closest short right hands I've ever seen in my life, and he would have 5-inch.
What happened? What was the second Luis Ortiz fight?
Oh my God, that was a beautiful right hand, beautiful, and he hit him in the forehead and knocked him out, dude. Like, I mean, he caught him so sweet, so quick, so explosive. Wilder's just explosive, man. If he was a pitcher, he'd be throwing 110-mile-an-hour fastball. Like, I don't think these cats realize.
Well, the other thing I don't understand is how these people, like, Wilder dropped Fury twice in the first fight. So Fury can go down. He can go down. It's not like Fury's never been down in his career. He can go down. He's been dropped twice by Wilder in one fight. So it can happen. I don't understand. I don't get it. Oh, yeah, Wilder's a bum. Well, Wilder's a bum, but he dropped Fury twice.
Yeah, they always.
I don't understand the logic of these people.
They just say like, oh, Fury beat him. He beat him in both fights. It's like, did you watch the first fight? Like, he literally chased him around the ring the entire fight. Like, the only time Fury actually stood and actually fought like a heavyweight was after he woke up from getting knocked out. The fight should have been stopped. Like, that fight should have been stopped. There's no way that fight should have continued. And even with that, Wilder should have won the decision to me, because I don't see how you could give Fury points for running the whole fight and not landing any hard punches. So it is what it is. What can you say, man? We're just going to have to stay tuned. I mean, because I think Wilder is going to freaking smoke this dude like a pack of freaking Newport 100s, bro. Like, it's going to be bad. Let me look at some of these comments here. Fury does not want to fight in the UK anymore after getting tested. Fury's a drug cheat, man. Like, plain and simple. Like, plain and simple. Giovanni, yeah, he's been definitely working on those fundamentals, and that's what you need to do. I've always thought he needed to get a left hook, and he needed to work on his feet. His feet. It's gonna be. Fury doesn't want to get tested anymore. I mean, drugs is a problem in boxing, man. Drugs is a problem in sports in general. I freaking loathe steroid abuse. I just loathe it. So makes my ass itch, man. Like I hate it. And eventually, hopefully, I don't think the powers that be behind the scenes, the big money makers, the big money shakers, I don't think they're trying to see steroids be out of sports. Flat out. So that's why we still see it.
So it says Wilder's going to be ice cold until the fight. Like if you know somebody's cheated, I can't. I don't know how. If it's real, if this is not pantomime and it's real, then I can't see how you can look a man in his eye, stand next to a man that you know tried to kill you illegally, if that's what you know it to be, and you've got the evidence, and it's the first time you've seen a man in over a year, right? And you're coming face to that man, and you're just going to sit down and say nothing.
Brother, there's no way they're going to be near each other. They're not going to face off. You just get that out your mind right now. There's no way. I wouldn't risk it. If I was Shelly, if I'm Al Heyman, I'm not risking it. I don't want to risk it. I don't want to risk it because, you know, Fury is a complete head case. Who knows if Fury wouldn't say something, you know, like, I mean, I played football, right? My whole life, played American football. And like, I've been called the N-word during football games before, right? And, you know, and I mean, can I actually say the word and not get you flagged? All right, I won't say the word. I won't say it.
You'll get me flagged.
Yeah, I won't say it. But like, you know what I mean? Like they'll come out and just say blah 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 blah, and you and this and that, and I'll just be like, I'm looking at them, and I'm like, they got black teammates, and I'm just like, I think he's saying that to get a rise out of me, like, you know, like to maybe get me to react, and then to get an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, and to give them like, you know.
The thing is,
I wouldn't
in the past, I've seen Fury jump and act up and say, "Come on, let's do this." Would that way that he normally does things antagonize Wilder further, and potentially get himself out the fight?
I really don't think it's going to come to that, man. I think think about Wilder, right? So you're fighting this guy and you're thinking he's a good fighter. You're thinking he's the best. You're thinking he's one of the best out here. And you come to find this guy to be a complete and utter fraud and cheat. Like, he has, like, you want to talk about respect. Like, he has no respect for this guy, right? So anything he says, I mean, and we're talking about Wilder here. Wilder, like, I don't know if y'all follow Wilder on IG, man, but Wilder be chilling, bro. Wilder has a lot of property, beautiful home. He's got the gym at the house, the gym around the corner from the house where he trained. He's got a beautiful basketball court. His wife is a freaking smokehouse hottie. She's a freaking businesswoman on her own right, makes her own money. He's got a gaggle of kids. He's got like he basically doesn't leave the house. He's got like a freaking lake and a freaking amusement park at the house. He's got an indoor gun range. Like, this dude has built himself a life and a peace. And he did that coming off of a beer truck at 22 years old, man. Like, he's got to just look at the situation and be like, you know what? I'm going to just freaking jump into this ring with this dude, knock his head off, and take my spot back. And this is the launching point with the second part of his career. I completely agree with you, Giovanni. Freaking, yo, his wife is bad, yo. I feel like about my wife, man. He a lucky dude, man. When you got a hot wife that makes her own money, bro, it's like me. I got a hot wife that makes her own money. When you got a hot wife and she's not a bill, life is automatically 10 times better than it usually would be, bro.
I was gonna say,
when your wife can.
I was gonna say something to you. I was gonna say that.
Life is good. Life is good, bro. So, you know, I can't. I'm excited for it, man. I think pretty much everyone knows, man. Like,
I was gonna go on.
I just think, you know what I mean? Like, between it being in an arbitration and like lawyers talk, you know what I mean? Like, we're talking about the highest level of professional boxing, right? So how many different promoters, investors, lawyers, managers, these are all the same people. They all talk to the same people. The word is out, bro. Fury really cheated. That fight was fishy. Don't talk about it. Try to make Wilder look stupid is the play. But you know what? After Wilder knocks this guy's head off, it's not going to be much to it, you know? The only thing Tyson Fury can hope for is that maybe he somehow long-term damaged Wilder, hitting him with them funny-ass gloves. But he probably had a better shot at that being something that would play in his favor if he'd have had the fight sooner. Like in
I'd
December.
like to see. I'd like to see how Wilder looks in sparring now. That's what I want to see. The mitt work is great and it's fantastic. And it looks great, but I want to see what he looks like against a big dude. That's how I'm going to know how much they're working. The second thing is all these people that say that Wilder is a C-class opponent.
Yeah.
Tyson Fury said that Deontay Wilder still remains the most dangerous heavyweight in the world, and he's come out the man's mouth himself. So either they know something that Tyson Fury don't know, or they just, I don't know.
Now, just be prepared for everyone to abandon the Fury train, because I think this is going to be his last fight. And it's good for him because he actually gets the lion's share in this fight, I think, you know. That's why they were able to sign it so quick, because the fight was already negotiated. They negotiated 2 fights at once. So I'm just interested to see, like, who Wilder – I think Wilder needs to add an OG to his team to be someone that inspects the gloves and is in Fury's locker room. I think JD's means well. It's kind of like with Cotto.
You know who I would love to see?
Who would you like to see?
I hate to say it, but Floyd.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but Floyd.
Yeah, the Mayweathers. One of the Mayweathers.
When you talk about gloves, the Mayweathers. When you talk about gloves,
they're on it.
You talk about that, the Marcus Maidana fight, they're on it. None of that stuff is going to go flying past them.
Yeah, I mean, Floyd's been a pro since, like, what, 1997, 96? After the Olympics, right? So, the 96 Olympics. So, yeah, I mean, it's just kind of like how Cotto was with Margarito, man. Like, Cotto's trainer was his uncle. And, I mean, I don't know if Cotto's uncle really trained a lot of people, but, you know, some things you just know and you see. You know what I mean? Like, you know, with experience. And I don't know if JD's has really been around that kind of boxing and been around enough people trying to cheat. Because you got to be around people trying to cheat to see someone cheating, right? If you're thinking that it's all professional and that, hey, we're about to make this money together, it's going to be a great fight, may the best man win, your mind's not even thinking about, I got to look at these motherfuckers. And, you know, and plus, Fury's a con artist. He's slick, right? These guys are slick. Like, let's not play like they're not con artists, right? So they make you feel comfortable, and they're cracking jokes in there, and everything's funny, and, oh, it's all lighthearted, blah, blah, blah. And you don't even see the con right before your eyes. And that's how they get you, man. A good con artist will always get you that way. So we got to remember who caught Margarito. Brother Nassim Richardson, you're talking about a boxing OG. Like a triple OG, like a triple, quadruple OG. You know what I'm saying? Like, seen it all. You know what I'm saying? So you look at Fury, and I mean, how many trainers has he had since he started fighting Wilder? Like, he's trained with Freddie Roach, Sugar Hill, Ben Davidson. He had Stitch Moran as a cut man. He got Capetillo, who was Margarito's trainer's nephew. He's in his corner now, so we don't know what that's about. But yeah, man, I think an OG in there, like a Mayweather or, you know, Virgil Hill. Like, I would just get somebody like, look, man, we need a couple eyes. But I think they're going to have, I think the level of security backstage before this fight, I would not be surprised if we see these guys glove up right before they get into the ring and right before they go. I just, you can't trust this guy.
What about gloving up inside the ring, like back in the old days?
I'm with it. I want to see it. I don't care, because here's my thing, right? How come after Wilder Fury's rematch, how come after that everybody's checking fucking gloves? Ingram, how come after that everyone's checking gloves? After the Wilder Fury rematch, and the glove cake rumors circulated around the internet, and remember, because it was closed off for COVID, right? So there weren't really any fights. That's what happened. And people were able to look at the fight and see the footage and see the pictures, right?
Bro.
Soon as we had a major fight, soon as we had Dillian White fighting Anzel
we have to stop the press conference in about 3 minutes.
All right, there we go.
We'll do a post press conference afterwards. Post press conference.
Yeah, send me a link. I'm with it. I'm here. I'm in here until I'll be here a while.
Yep.
I'm here.
See you post press conference. See your post press conference. This will be interesting. Can't wait. It's on YouTube. It'll be on PBC, I think, on YouTube, Facebook. Check it out. See you at the press conference. See you soon. Take care.